What I wanted to talk about today is something I think that atheists lack far too much of, and that's respect for religion.
What?
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 I beg your pardon?
Whoa! Whoa! Hold on there a second. Let me explain. This is not an atheist turning toward religion video. I've not become a Christian or a Muslim or anything like that. I don't mean to say that I respect religious justifications or religious influence in politics. I quite frankly don't care if someone's religious or not. As long as they keep it to themselves in every way, shape, and form, I could care less if someone believes in an invisible sky fairy. What I mean is that I respect religion as a phenomena. I respect it in the same way that I respect a cockroach or rat or raccoon, because it's a survivor. I respect religion because I regard it as a evolving, living meme. And indeed, in a metaphorical way, obviously, religion has many traits akin to those of adaptive organisms. It has an immune system. It fights off invading memes by cutting off infected cells or by trying to figure out ways of destroying, discrediting, ignoring, or avoiding the purveyor of an invading meme or the meme itself. But even then, if it cannot do any of those things and still wants to remain relevant in an environment in which it finds itself, it will seek to absorb the meme and mutate into a slightly different form of itself. It's evolved to be culturally adaptive, like an animal having the ability to grow a different layer of fur due to seasonal change. It keeps it from standing out as something that doesn't belong or being singled out as a target. A small example of this would be when missionaries go to remote areas, they always make sure to find out what the relative term for God is in that culture and adopt it as the word for God, translating their holy text accordingly. It's evolved to reject and expel potentially harmful evidence, which is akin to a gag reflex or the ability to expel something that's causing gastrointestinal distress by vomiting. This trait is sometimes an overreaction to a stimuli in both animals and religion. Evangelical churches encouraging their followers to ban Harry Potter books is like a person vomiting from the mere texture of sushi. It is, however, a good reaction to have from a biological standpoint, or in this case, the standpoint of a religion, because the price of not expelling something that could be regarded as harmful is potentially death. It's an opportunistic and omnivorous feeder. I'm taking the idea of that type of feeding to mean that religion can survive equally well in times of peace and war. During times of peace, it claims to be the cause, or at least the originator, of the ideas and principles that underpin that peace. In times of war, it revels in being a rallying cry for religious people and can provide numerous avenues through its scripture to legitimize the violent actions that are inherent in war.
And as the 34th rule of acquisition states, peace is good for business.
That's the 35th rule.
Oh, you're right. What's the 34th?
War is good for business.
Yes, I know I'm a dork. It can even go into a dormant state when and if times get rough, hiding itself away in secret places until conditions are right for its re-emergence. What brought this up was a video I saw a while ago where an atheist was asked if you had a button you could press to blink religion out of existence, would you press it? My answer to this is a resounding no. I wouldn't want to see religion blinked out of existence any more than I'd want to see a species of animal blinked out of existence. Not because I think it's a good thing, but because I think it should at least be understood, or at least I want to understand it. I want to understand its current place and where it came from. I want to observe, analyze, and study it in its natural environment. I want to dissect it and find out what makes it tick. To casually say that one would blink religion out of existence when it's been such a large part of forming, shaping, and building culture as we know it, without knowing everything we can about it, because, well, we think it's simply a bad thing, would be like finding a new species of deadly poisonous animal and killing every one of them because they're dangerous before knowing where they fit in the local food chain. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. We know enough about religion. I've simply missed the fact that religion is a system of social control, or a security blanket for the fearful, or some other simplistic answer like that. And you're sort of right. We have a hypothesis about what religion is, where it came from, and its place, but we don't have any truly sound ideas thoroughly backed up by what skeptics revere called evidence. Try to realize, too, I'm not arguing for religion as a necessary part of the world. I think that religion is like an inflamed appendix that we don't know how to remove because we don't know exactly where it is, what will happen when we remove it, or even how to effectively remove it. There's no known human culture on the planet without some form of religion, and we as a species have been practicing religion far too long for it to have been an invention of narcissistic rulers or ambitious holy men. So if it is a form of social control that wasn't originally invented by rulers and holy men, why did we need a form of social control, and why did that employ this spirituality? Was it a form of social cohesion before it became a form of social control? When did either of these happen, and what were the repercussions in terms of our development? When did it become an explanation for the unexplainable? Why did this happen, and how does that fit into the social control and social cohesion mechanisms? For that matter, if it wasn't given to us by a divine sky daddy, where did spirituality come from? It's a pertinent question unless you're ready to deny the existence of the numinous. This is just a small list of questions that a genuine scientific inquiry into the nature of a religion could shed light on. And there are many, many more where that came from. I, for one, think we've only begun to scratch the surface of what religion is, how it evolved, and how it's affected our species throughout history. And even if, or rather when, we find out everything about religion, it still doesn't deserve oblivion. At the very least, it deserves a museum.